This story is based on real events, though the names and locations have been changed to protect the identities of those involved. Liam and Chloe were inseparable, the kind of friends who finished each other's sentences and shared an insatiable thirst for adventure. Their latest escape was a cross-country road trip, a blur of sun-drenched highways, cheap motel coffee, and a playlist that was becoming more eclectic by the mile. One sweltering afternoon, with miles of gridlock shimmering ahead, Liam spotted it on an old paper map they'd bought at a gas station, a thin, faded line promising a shortcut. "Come on," he urged, tapping the map. "It'll cut off at least 2 hours. What's the worst that could happen?" Chloe, ever the willing co-conspirator, grinned and nodded. They veered off the interstate and onto a narrow, cracked asphalt road that plunged into a dense, silent forest. The towering pines quickly swallowed the sky, casting the world in a perpetual twilight. The cheerful music that had filled the car now felt intrusive, and Chloe quietly turned it off. The only sound was the crunch of tires on forgotten pavement. Without any warning, the car sputtered, coughed, and rolled to a dead stop. Liam tried the ignition again and again, but the engine only produced a defeated click. Stranded. Up ahead, nestled in a clearing, was a small town. It wasn't on their map. A faded wooden sign, partially consumed by ivy, was illegible. The place was eerily quiet, a silence so profound it felt heavy. They walked down the main street, a sense of deep unease settling over them. Houses stood with their doors slightly ajar, gardens were overgrown, and a child's bicycle lay on its side in a front yard, as if dropped in a hurry. Through a grimy window, they saw a dinner table set for a meal that was never eaten. Plates covered in a thick layer of dust. It was as if the entire population had simply vanished in the middle of their daily routines, leaving behind a ghost town frozen in time. The unsettling feeling curdled into genuine fear when Chloe pointed to a carving on a nearby fence post. It was a strange, spiraling symbol. Then they saw it again, scratched into the door of the general store, and again on the dusty hood of an abandoned pickup truck. The symbol was everywhere, a silent, repeating sigil that seemed to watch them from every surface. As the sun began to dip below the tree line, casting long, distorted shadows, a movement caught Liam's eye. A figure had appeared at the far end of the street. Then another emerged from a darkened alleyway and a third from the doorway of a house. They were the townspeople, pale, gaunt, and utterly emotionless. They didn't speak or gesture. They just stood there, their eyes fixed on Liam and Chloe, and began to slowly, deliberately walk towards them. The silent crowd multiplied, pouring out from every building, their footsteps making no sound on the dusty ground as they formed a closing circle around the two terrified friends. Panic ignited. Without a word, Liam and Chloe turned and sprinted back towards their car. The image of those blank, staring faces burned into their minds. They didn't dare look back. They scrambled inside, locking the doors as the first of the silent figures reached the edge of the woods. "Please, please, please," Liam muttered, turning the key in the ignition. With a roar that shattered the suffocating silence, the engine miraculously sprang to life. He slammed the car into gear, and the tires screamed as they tore away from the curb, leaving a cloud of dust in their wake. In the rearview mirror, Chloe saw the crowd of townspeople standing motionless on the road, a silent, pale gathering watching them disappear back into the forest from which they had come. They never looked back, and they never spoke of the shortcut again.